Judges isn't a book of heroes, it's a book of collapse. And Jephthah's vow is one of the darkest examples of what happens when Israel starts thinking like the nations. Here's a story. Jephthah is about to go to war, and instead of trusting Yahuwah and obeying Torah, he tries to bargain. He makes a vow. He basically says, if you give me victory, I'll offer up whatever comes out of my house to meet me. And that's not faith, that's negotiation. And that kind of negotiation isn't Torah, that's pagan thinking. Because the nations around Israel did that, they offered extreme sacrifices to try to control outcomes. Jephthah wins the battle. Then he comes home, and the first thing out of his house to meet him is his daughter. So he tears his clothes, and he realizes what he said. And she responds with something that should make your stomach drop. She says, "You opened your mouth? Do what you vowed." And then she asked for 2 months to mourn her virginity in the mountains. After that, the text said he did to her according to his vow. And it adds she never knew a man. Now, here's the truth. The text gives you 2 possible readings. One, he literally killed her as a human sacrifice. 2, he devoted her to lifelong service and she never married. And people argue it back and forth, but listen to me. Whether she died or she lived in permanent loss, the point's the same. This wasn't Torah. This wasn't righteousness. This was tragedy caused by covenant drift. Because Torah forbids human sacrifice. Judges records what Jephthah did, but it never says Yahuwah commanded it or delighted in it. The text reads like a tragedy, not an instruction. And even if it was lifelong dedication, it still came from the same root. He made a reckless vow because he thought covenant runs on deals. So here's the mistake. He treated Yahuwah like a God you can negotiate with. Like, if you do this for me, I'll pay you back. That's not how covenant works. Covenant isn't a bargaining chip. Covenant is obedience. Now, let me say something that needs to be said. Because a vow doesn't become holy just because you said the name of Elohim while making it. If the vow contradicts Torah, it's already corrupt. And Jephthah's vow was corrupt at the root because it was careless, impulsive, and patterned and after pagan religion. So why is this story in Scripture? Because Judges is showing you what happens when people still talk about Yahuwah, but they don't think like Torah anymore. They still have the language, but they lost the structure. And when the structure's gone, emotions and impulse start making decisions. And those decisions always cost someone innocent. That's the warning. Zeal without knowledge will destroy your house. And this is exactly why Torah isn't bondage. Torah is protection. It stops you from turning spiritual intensity into a weapon. So don't read Jephthah's vow like a hero. Read them like a warning. Because the real lesson is simple. Yahuwah never asked for that vow. And one careless mouth opened under pressure can create a tragedy that takes years to grieve. Return to Torah. That's the only way you stop repeating Judges.